Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Shatrine Craig, and I'm with the Westland Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Victoria Meinig. I'm the CEO of the Oregon City Chamber of Commerce and Business Recovery Center.
And I'm Liz Hartman, the Executive Director of the Lake Oswego Chamber of Commerce and Business Recovery Center.
Thank you so much for joining us. We are bringing to you Robert, and he is with ODOT. We are going to talk about phase one of the I-205 improvements. I know this is not going to talk about tolling, but this is going to talk about the bridge improvements and different things that are coming to our area that will help you plan and prepare as we go from 2022 to 2025. So Robert, do you want to take it away?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining in. Yes, I will start off by saying I'm here with April, who will be joining us via phone today. And we're here to inform and let you all know that construction is coming up and all the improvements with the I-205 improvement project. So I'll start off with sharing my screen here. All righty. And let me know if you can all see my screen.
It looks great.
Cool. Alrighty. And I'm just waiting on April to join in today. Alrighty.
Robert, while we're waiting for April, could you do me a favor? Could you tell me about the difference? I see the I-205 improvements, but then what urban mobility strategy is?
Yes, of course, I can get that started there. So I can go on to the first slide probably. Alrighty. So urban mobility strategy map here kind of encompasses part of the overall ODOT program with part of the urban mobility strategy here. Today, we're specifically highlighting the I-205 improvement project here. It is overall a broader conversation here with multiple support here through different projects, including the Rose Quarter Improvement Project, the Oregon Tow program, and smaller other projects here along the 205 and 5 corridor. Alrighty.
Thank you so much. I saw that on there and I wasn't quite sure if it was another sector. So that helps me put everything into perspective, but it's all underneath ODOT. Yes.
Correct. It would be all a subdivision of ODOT, correct?
Yes. Okay, thank you so much.
And I think I can go on to the next slide. So part of the project needs here, there is about 6.34 hours of congestion per day, approximately resulting in 896 crashes throughout the corridor, which also is cost us about 10.9 million in costed injuries, property damage, and so forth here. And some of the benefits of the project include making sure we strengthen the Abernethy Bridge along with 8 other bridges. And this will seismically upgrade our infrastructure here to result in to withstand a major earthquake here. Also, too, we are anticipating that this will benefit a result of improving our interchanges, that is including the on and off ramps around Oregon 43 and 99 East, as well as reducing congestion and travel times here. So this is kind of, this graphic here illustrates a little project at a glance. We will be improving 7 miles of the I-205 corridor. There will be 9 bridges will be seismically upgraded. 3 new walls will be installed. There will also be 6 improvements for bike and pedestrian. Some 2 improved interchanges here along the Oregon 43, and currently 7 new traveler information signs. And of course, 1 new lane in each direction, northbound and southbound. Ready? This again here is a graphic here illustrating the I-205 improvements here. As mentioned before, we have 7 traveler informational signs that will, 5 of them have already been installed, and 2 of them are still pending installation. There will be a couple improvements to some of the bridges along the I-205 between Stafford Road and Oregon 213, specifically around the area. Here we want to focus around the first phase of the project here, which leads me to the next slide. Alrighty, so this is the first phase of the project here. We see here in the green area is highlighting the first phase of the construction area. There will be an additional lane on each side. We will be seismically upgrading the Abernethy Bridge, as well as installing the sound wall along exit 9 on the southbound direction. There will be interchange improvements here by removing the northbound on-ramp here. This will definitely alleviate the congestion on the 205 northbound. Other improvements also include improvements to the walk for people who walk, bike, and roll along Oregon 43 and 99 East. And here I want to capture a slide of the Abernethy Bridge. So this will probably take about less than a minute. So in this process, what the construction crews will be doing is they will install the columns here at both sides of the ends of the current columns, extend the girder per se, and while doing so, they will also expand the wingspan of the bridge on both sides, while at the same time, they will be extend the wingspans here, and they will bring in equipment here to roll the bridge 8 feet on each side of the bridge. And then they will install the wingspans here. And that will accommodate a lane on each side of the bridge here. And this is part of the Abernethy Bridge slide.
Great. Robert, I did have a question. We saw that on May 31st, I believe they're closing the parking. Is that to start moving and building the bases of these, or is that part of what this is for the bridge?
Correct. So as part of the staging for that work, the anticipated closure will happen May 31st at Johnstone Park parking lot. This will definitely allow crews to install equipment, prepare staging around the area for construction work on the Abernethy Bridge, specifically underneath it. Correct.
Great, thank you so much.
Alrighty. And here again is a graphic here that depicts the work bridge and the site access for the Abernethy Bridge. This is a view from the, I want to say, southbound area here. This is the southbound going across, and the northbound on the other side of the bridge here. McLean House would probably be on the left side of this graphic, whereas Johnstone Park would be on the other side of the river here, with Best Western Motel in the background of this. this is some of the work that will be first anticipated in the first year or so during construction. Definitely the staging work is anticipated this summer, June 2022.
Robert, we do have a question.
Yes.
They were wondering specifically, where is the parking lot closed? Is it the whole parking lot or will it just be a portion of it?
So currently we're working with the contractor, and I think April found the link and she's able to join in too, who can help also address this question. And she is here.
Hey, y'all, can you hear me? Yay!
Yay.
I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. It's just been like a nail biter the past 15 minutes. Join as a panel. There we go. Okay.
Hi, April. Yes, we received a question about the specifics with the closure on John Storm Park parking lot.
Yeah, the whole parking lot will be closed. That area will be kind of busy. So it's safer to just close the parking lot, and that will reopen when phase 1 construction is completed.
And we're looking, like, when I had seen the project plan, is that hoping to be 2025 for phase 1, or is there a different timeline for that?
For phase 1, 2025.
Okay.
For the whole project, we're looking at 2027.
Okay.
Is the projected date.
Okay, thank you.
Projected year. Yeah, and this is a good rendering of what the public will see, this particular work bridge and site access. It's important to note that most of the work, the early work, is going to be in the water. So we really won't see a lot of impacts in the area, but there will be some, and we want to be mindful of the folks that use those areas for sure. So want to make sure that folks are signed up for email and text alerts so we can get those messages out to the community. And then some of the, I know early on we will have a single lane closure of Clackamet. I think there's going to be something on the West Linn side as well, but I can't recall just yet. It might be on another slide. Robert, did I miss anything on this one? There it is. So we are looking at this year some nighttime single lane closures. It looks like, I think what we're going to see early, like I said, is Clackamet Drive under the Abernethy Bridge, and then that parking lot closure. The timing on the other closures and impacts, they are still being scheduled. So we're not going to see specifics quite yet, but we will have that released very soon, because our contractor, I believe, is all of the contracts and agreements are being executed today. So now that they've been executed today, hopefully, then they can really kind of hit the ground running, give us their schedules and all kinds of information that we can then send out to the public. So my apologies, we're not quite there yet on understanding fully when these impacts will occur. But overall, we definitely want to make sure that the message is that there will be minor impacts this year. Bigger impacts will come in 2023 and 2024. And those will be like some mainline closures, like highway closures, ramp closures, and then some single lane closures, daytime work. So that will definitely, we'll want to shout that from the rooftops when we get to that point. So did I miss anything here, Robert?
No, I think you captured everything. I will also emphasize the importance about signing up to receiving text alert, which was a question mentioned in the chat. Well, we will get to it soon.
Yeah,
Also,
and that's it.
correct.
Yeah.
And there will be a 30-day notification period when we anticipate to notify the public about these closures and detours.
Yeah, and that's i205corridor.org. At the very top of the page, kind of the top half, you'll see the link to join the email newsletter link, or you could join the text group, or both, and to get the information you need.
And we'll make sure, I believe I get to have everyone's email address that is watching this right now. I will send out that link as well as a follow-up for them to be able to sign up. And we also had in one of our chats, someone was asking about if the slides could be enlarged, because, if they're watching this on their phone, if they're, what I mean, it's hard to see. So I'm thinking maybe if we can work together, we can have a spot to where they can see the larger images, like we can pull those together just so we have a spot that we can share that too. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, happy to answer any questions. And by the way, because of the late start and weirdness, technical issues, I should introduce myself. I'm April DeLeon Galloway. I'm the Public Involvement and Communications Manager for the I-205 Improvements Project. And I work with Robert on our consultant team, and he is instrumental in putting this together. So thank you, Robert, for joining.
That is great. I know we saw the image, we did the close up of what's going on with the bridge and the roundabout and stuff. With one of those, Doug had a question that I apologize, I can't answer the questions if we're in shared mode. So hence the reason I haven't responded yet, Doug. But the question was, how will removing one of the existing northbound ramps alleviate the northbound traffic on I-205? Because it just puts two ramps into one longer backup. That was his question. So we're trying to figure out how that could be smooth. I saw there was almost like a figure 8.
Yeah, I don't have that information. I think what I will do is, if you don't mind, take that question back to our technical team and see if they have some more information about what the impact around that will be.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
It'd be really great if there was a possibility of, having the photo of it, because we can see the figure 8, but then, if you're thinking about bikes, people walking, kind of have a diagram to where we can at least envision what your thought is, as you guys, because I know you have to bid it. I'm sure there are things coming, so you don't have all the final stuff, but just to have another visual so people could actually plan and go, oh, that's how it all is going to work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's great. We're taking notes, so we will be sure to address that when we rejoin our technical team.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
I think we're good on this slide. And then communications and outreach. So these are some of the things that we are planning for outreach and communications. We have a newsletter that will go out, a mailer that will go out to approximately 2-mile radius around the project area. So hopefully this news will get to those who need it most through the mail. But we also have 2 in-person open houses that are already scheduled on June 28th and June 30th, Oregon City and West Linn. That'll have all kinds of information, images, graphics. We'll have our technical team there. So really do want to invite the public to join and ask those hard questions so we can get those answers for you. And if there are any special accommodations needed, by all means, please contact our team and we'll make sure that happens. We do intend to also have a recorded presentation on the phase 1 part of the construction project, and it'll be posted on the website. So it'll have information about phase 1 and what the public should expect. We are also meeting the public at area farmers markets, and we just had our first one in Lake Oswego, I think, right, Robert, on Saturday. So I heard really
Correct.
great things about it. I wanted to go, but I was sick this weekend. It was terrible. Came at a bad time. But briefings to community groups. So we are out there talking to folks, neighborhood associations and organizations like yours to ensure everyone is aware of what's to come. And then, of course, we'll be notifying businesses and targeting businesses in the area to make sure they're aware of impacts as we learn more from the contractor. And then just finally, just sign up to receive that email and text alerts.
April, we did get some questions about where the open houses would be.
Yes, we have that information. Robert, do you have those locations?
Yes, we have that posted on our website. Currently, we have the Oregon City Public Open House scheduled for June 28th at the Pioneer Community Center. That is from 5 to 7. We also have a Westland Open House scheduled for June 30th. That is 5 to 7 at the Adult Community Center.
Perfect, thank you. And do you know if you will be at we have a Wednesdays in Willamette, it's our farmer's market. Is that where you guys will be for the farmer's market? Are you gonna try and get in there for a booth?
Yes, we have those scheduled also on our website. We have those scheduled for July 13 and August 17.
Great, we'll make sure to share that.
Of course.
Wonderful. And then for, how you mentioned reaching out to the businesses, do you think it'll be via mailers, like maybe per, I guess zip code would be kind of nutty, but how do you have a plan for a strategy for reaching out to those specific businesses, or will it be in person to person?
It'll be person to person. We have a team that's going to go out and pound the pavement and just leave some information with area businesses and make sure we kind of open that line of communication if we haven't already.
That's great. I did have another question come through. Sorry, I'm asking so many, but Scott mentioned, he said, I'm hoping measures are being taken to prevent any construction debris from entering the water when working on the bridge. Can we confirm this? I'm concerned about further contamination that isn't reversible. So I don't know if that's part of the topic.
Oh, that's a great question. And that's certainly something we can take to the technical team as well to kind of learn about those impacts. But we do know, as far as river impacts, the schedule is as such because of regulations around when we can work in the water. So our in-water work window typically ends in October. This year, we're getting an extension through December. So that's why most of the work really will be in the water early on in the project construction. And then, so we won't be able to work in the water after December, and we'll have to wait until the following year to continue that in-water work. And part of that is because ensuring that we're protecting the marine life as well. So I know that there are lots of precautions being taken to have minimal impact on the water. But I will definitely see if I can get more specific information about debris.
Thank you so much.
I know we have a couple other questions in the chat right now about who is the contractor, and from Mary.
Yeah, our contractor currently, we should be getting the notice to proceed today, is Hewitt Infrastructure West. They're a national contractor who's done a lot of work with ODOT. They did the Portland, the Tillicum Crossing. So it's looks like it's going to be pretty interesting schedule and new team members we're going to be working with, and happy to have them speak as well at some of these events. They will be available at the open houses as well to speak to any community member who has questions about construction.
I know this would be for the technical team, I believe, but we've got some questions from Steve and Jen talking about the closure of the northbound ramps. If they're adding a lane to relieve the northbound traffic, what would be, they're trying to figure out, you know, the goal and the purpose of removing a lane to reduce congestion. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if that is for your other team, or I think
Mm-hmm.
they're just trying to, again, figure out all the, I'm sure there's a grand plan. So if
Yeah.
they could think of that,
Mm.
and maybe we can address that at a second time.
Are you referring to the OR 43 interchange?
I believe so. So I believe, I'm trying to think of the visual. We had the big roundabout, and right now when you're coming, let's see if we go back. Thank you so much, Robert. Aha, there we go. Yes. So do you see the northbound ramp to be removed? This is the one they're talking about. If we widen Abernethy, you know, is there a need to remove that? And what would that, you know, benefit? Like, have you heard any of the reasoning behind that?
I know that that ramp presents safety issues because of the really short opportunity to accelerate and merge. And so the roundabout is really, when you see roundabouts, it's very much about safety in the area. And because there's so much traffic coming in and kind of merging at that area, the roundabout was, you know, analyzed to be a safer option for this particular part of the interchange. So I do know that there were definitely some safety reasons around safety for getting that roundabout in there. I can again check with the technical team if there are, you know, other notes we want to make about, you know, this in particular and why that northbound ramp is going to be removed. Happy to share that.
Thank you. I do understand. Yeah, it is a short little bit for everybody to move in and out. So then would we be correct to say that, so the way you get on northbound would be where it says ramp meter to be removed? Is that where everybody would be getting on for northbound in the future? Does that make sense? So, you know, you've lost the one, but then everyone would be getting on, so you have that longer merge time. Is that correct? That would be
I think you've got, yes, that's the area that where individuals will be getting on.
Okay.
Into 205.
All right. So it just gives you some more leeway time to move. And I did have one question. I see the smaller roundabout. I see there's one arrow. Will that just be a single lane? Because I see, you know, them going both, or are we going to have a double lane a little bit wider to accommodate more traffic and more cars?
I would definitely want to check with the technical team on that.
Perfect.
Yeah,
and
I will definitely look at that.
I know they zoomed in. Yes, I know. Sorry. I know it's a detailed question, but I didn't want people to assume, you know, oh, it's one lane, it'll be 2 lanes. So yes, if there's clarification, that'd be fabulous.
No, these are really, really great questions. I haven't gotten these before.
Okay.
So I really appreciate that thought. And please, I know because we don't have a technical person on the line, that doesn't mean you can't ask your technical question. By all means, please do so. We are taking notes. And we'll absolutely follow up as soon as possible after this event.
We appreciate it so very much. I do see, Mary was commenting and she said, you know, one of the benefits to the 2-lane roundabouts is they allow for constant movement. And that's why I asked the question, because I thought, you know, all of us have driven in the 2-lane and the different ones. So that will be so helpful to know and see their plan. I'll look forward to seeing that. Sorry to make us go backwards. Okay. Forward we go.
No worries. You want to go ahead and go to the slide we left off on?
Also, thank you for enlarging that, Robert. That was great.
Okay. Yeah, so here's the schedule. We're looking at construction through 2025 for this first phase. And the other phases are really being evaluated to determine when they'll start. So just stay tuned for that information as well. It's about making sure that we're piecing out the work appropriately, and we're creating the specs to ensure that we're providing opportunity for the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program for those that are certified as disadvantaged business enterprises. We are also making sure that we refine the specs for the workforce opportunities that are available on the project as well. I don't know if Robert had mentioned it. We have we're using a pilot program from the Federal Highway Administration. We're the first to do this in Oregon. I don't know if it's what number we are nationwide, but it's a new program where we are able to prioritize hiring from distressed zip codes. And so those have been identified in all 4 counties, nearby counties. So we've got Clackamas, Multnomah. What's that one in Salem, Robert?
Marion?
Marion County, yes. Marion County, and then Washington County. So those zip codes have been identified, and the construction team, although they're not hiring yet because the contract wasn't finalized, they will be recruiting folks from those zip codes. And we hope to bring information back to the community as well about those opportunities. So stay tuned for all of that. So all of that's still being spec'd out for our construction, for future construction phases. And there's a lot of work the crew's doing to get us more specific information about when the rest of construction will start. Anything else here, Robert?
I don't know if you saw, there is a question from Keith. It talks about, this part of project and how we have the shadow of the falls and its redevelopment coming in with retail, hotel, entertainment district, thinking of the bridge expansion and what's going on with there. Was this update, did it anticipate the likely increase of future traffic? And he said,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. There are also studies being done by the toll team. There's something called an environmental assessment that is being created right now. Technical teams on that team are looking at all kinds of numbers around current congestion, projected future congestion, as well as how the toll program would affect that future congestion. So looking at population growth, using trends and standard regional models as well. Like there's a metro regional model that's used for that congestion, and that's something that's used across all projects, all major projects and transportation projects within the region by other jurisdictions as well. So that's a standard model used to project that traffic. And so that's all being done through that team. And of course, if it's relevant for the toll team's uses, it's certainly relevant for us in understanding what the congestion will look like.
Thank you. That is good to know. Doug had a good question. I'm going to answer it live here. It says, how will the contractor hire from the community? Will they be hiring directly or through unions? Do you know?
That I would have to check in with the contractor on.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure yet what the plan is. And I believe what is spec'd for that is they would provide what's called a subcontracting plan, I think. I'm sorry, a diversity plan within the first, I think it's 90 days. So their specifics on that, I think, are still forthcoming. And so, but I will get as much as I can get right now about when we'll see that information.
That'll be great. And then, of course, all of our chambers would love to share it. When you get that information, we will get it out there far and wide as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, looking forward to that. All righty. And so, this is just a final, one of our final slides to just remind folks to please sign up for mail and text. You can also email us any questions, 205improvements@odot.oregon.gov. And I can also actually, Train, have my contact info. You are welcome to spread that far and wide. If anyone wants to call me directly, that's my cell number. And there's my email address. You're welcome to snapshot that or whatever you'd like to do. I'm always available for answers. And if I don't have the answers, I will get them for you. So please feel free to give me a call or, just to chit chat. That's good too.
That's excellent. Thank you for the
Mhm.
availability. I know questions will come up as you're thinking of different things, or folks might see a new image and they're like, but wait, how is this going to affect me? It's and it's one of those interesting things, because right where everything's changing in this phase one, we've got not only 43, but we've got the Arch Bridge. We've also got the high school, and then that goes into Oregon City and Lake Oswego, and it's just all the fun stuff. So I know there's a lot of things impacting, residents, businesses. So you're going to get a lot of questions, but I think communication is key. And so
Yeah, absolutely.
we appreciate your time and presenting this, just to give us a good overview of where we can start at, just to plan.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, absolutely. I did want to mention, I know we had talked previously about potentially providing space for the toll team to talk to your group. So that is absolutely still on the table as well. And I can help coordinate that and get you in touch with the right communications manager for the toll team.
Excellent. Yes, that is our next mission, to get this on the books, get folks involved.
Yeah, and we're so closely related, because this project can't happen without the tolling. So it's really important to get that information out as well. And again, feel free to contact me about that personally if you need to, and I can get you connected with the right folks.
Well, Robert and April, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. Everyone who joined us, thank you very much. We hope this has helped. We look forward to connecting and communicating. And thank you, Liz and Victoria, for joining. And just as we celebrate our community together, let's keep the communication open.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Shatrine. Thank you, Victoria and Liz. It's been really great doing this, and I'm so thankful that you guys put this together. So let's keep in touch.
Thank you, everyone. Take care and have a wonderful day.
Thank you all.
Bye.